Hi, this is Nathan Losey with my week one project for Java 2 here. We're looking today at the fundamentals where we are using a two fragment application to show a detail view, and you can see on my computer screen here we've got that up in the landscape mode. My application uses the World of Warcraft API, which is going to use it pulls items down based on their ID and lists their data here. So for structure and efficiency, we did use a number of detailed and specific classes. You can see that my item objects here, this stores the information based on the API calls to allow for offline access. You can see it is serializable here, so we are able to write this to the disk with our output streams. So for our user interface, we've got two fragments, and I'll pull up my main layout here. You can see it's pretty simple, if a little bit tiny. You'll see it does use just the two fragments in layout here. The code being the master fragment, which has the majority of our logic, and the detail fragment, which updates the text. So now, we'll go over to the application itself and give a demonstration here. So this is one of my references I've been using. Not all of the calls in this API will produce a result. That's due to the database in question not failing in the application. And you'll even see here, I'll show you in a moment, that even those errors are handled. So we'll hit go, it loads and pulls up the ID that I've got. This particular item doesn't have a sell price. We can try something else. A lot of these IDs end up being in the 4 to 5 digit range, and it's kind of just... Seeing this one has got a 55 copper sell price. Again, that has to do with the World of Warcraft economy, so that, let's see. So the main activity does use the async in order to query the API. That happens in the background, and you'll see every time I hit this, you get a loading screen, so you even see that the connection is going through. Back over to the code, that connectivity is checked each time it goes through this. You've got a helper.check. We used a trick that we went over from the Java 1, so I've actually got a separate class called the network helper, which just runs that check every time. And then you see that it is set up in an if-then statement, or if-else rather. So if this doesn't happen, then it goes into a local data. And with that information, you'll see that we then go into using local data to pull from the what we've already saved. This does save to the disk. Basically, the way that works is that every time you pull the data from the API while online, it's going to upload, or it's going to save the information. Let me see where that went here. Well, it is saving the information to our saved items, and then when you're offline in here, I can see we've used the 2568. If I'm gonna hit F8 here, and we'll see that that data comes back. And if we go, we'll just add a 0 here because I don't think we tried that number, and you'll see that we get an error handling pop up. And then if we go back to one of the ones we tried before, it should still switch us over there, and you'll see that does update with that same ID that we used previously. And so that is handled automatically by the application, so we should be all set with the top level of proficiency on this application. That's it for this week, and we'll see you next time.